Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of INsanEWayStarcraft. If this is your first time, or you are coming back for more, I'm a lower level StarCraft player who enjoys casting and strive to get better at it, so why not see what the amazing StarCraft 2 community thinks? I will bring you casted replays and analysis whenever possible, so sit back, relax, and enjoy while I introduce our game for the day. Our game for the day is from a player who has been in the StarCraft 2 scene for a while. He's from the European server, he might play Zerg, and he plays a very economic style. In the INsanEWayStarcraft guessing game, if you guessed LiquidRet, then you are 100% right. So, let's go into our game and see that we have LiquidRet here in the bottom left on Xel'Naga Caverns, and then we have RGI Matiz with the little friendlies down here in the top right. And now it is a ZVZ, so that is going to make things even more interesting because Ret has even more possibilities to either play a very economic style early on and get rushed and lose, or he can play a very economic style and the other guy tries to play an economic style of play as Zerg, but then epically fails, and then he absolutely takes over the game. He has two options. So LiquidRet is our, well, I don't want to call him a hero because we're going to stay very two-sided in our little cast of this match. So right now these players are doing the exact same build. Yes, they both have 3 drones on the way. Matiz's is a little bit late, and this is actually a ladder game between the two of these. These overlords, they're going to pass each other eventually. But first of all, and LiquidRet getting a gas, so it looks like he's going to be doing some gas heavy play, obviously. So will these overlords see each other? I'm sure they always do, but today they're not going to. But they know that they're coming. So if I sound different, and it looks like Matiz is going for the expand before Ret. That's interesting, as Ret is going not hatch first. That's Matiz. Ret is going spawning pool first. But back to what I was saying. If I sound a little bit different, it's actually because I found a mixer and condenser microphone in my house that I have decided to use just so I can sound that much better. And it's awesome because I can listen to my computer sounds through the mixer. They come through the mixer, but then the microphone goes into the mixer and then into my computer. So it's not like I have all this fancy setup. It's really just kind of a mixer over here to my right. But let's get back to the game. LiquidRet starting his metabolic boost, so he's going to have speedlings well later than Matiz will, and actually has Zerglings on the way there. But Matiz sees all of this with this friendly little overlord, and he's going to see it in his next little overlord down here. With ZVZ, scouting is pretty baller awesome, just because of the fact that you don't really have a lot of things that can shoot up very quickly, so you get so you can just put overlords everywhere, and it might take a while for them to get shot down. Now granted, you can't sit in their base because of these little beauties, but you can sit outside their base and the queen won't get there that fast. And here goes Matiz putting down a spine crawler. He has a queen out at both bases. Spine crawler for defense from these early speedlings. Now I don't know if he knows about the speed yet, but no, they have speed now, so they're going to be a lot faster than these Zerglings. He wants to get them off creep because that's where the difference will will be most effective. And he knows about his Baneling nest here, and Matiz knows about his expansion. not about Rhett's Baneling Nest. So we're going to see these Zerglings come in here, they're going to get poked by the Spinecrawler and see all these queens and Zerglings, and they're going to run away. Now Matiz has 3 drones on the way actually, so he doesn't feel that bad with his army composition, and there's 1 Baneling from Rhett on the way, and with these units being light, this 1 Baneling could just do so much damage. They want, oh, the Zerglings are trying to get to it, but Rhett doing an awesome job of keeping them away. Oh, and this explosion, he takes out so many Banelings right there, and just kills off Matiz's Banelings before they can even morph or evolve, or yes, the right word is morph. And the play of these 2 players, Matiz has 14 more Zerglings on the way out, so realistically Rhett needs to get out because he will be pretty much outnumbered with Zerglings, but he can create these 3 Banelings for defense, 4 Banelings actually, and Matiz has 2 of his own Banelings on the way, and Rhett decides to make his own Spinecrawlers for defense. So we'll see how that serves. Looks like Matiz is going to be doing a little poking to the side, pull Rhett off guard, and then come in the front here. He needs to kill off this creep tumor if he can, but no, he's not. But then these 2 Zerglings, oh, Matiz should send them in, but then there's this queen and this Spinecrawler to clean things up. He probably saw that and decided not to push in. And looks like both players are able to start getting there. Oh, but he's making Banelings out of these 2. Oh, and Rhett also starting to get his Roach Warren, and so is Matiz, and they both are getting their evolution chamber. Looks like Rhett decided to go Warren before Evo, and the other way around for Matiz. Evo before Warren. Here comes, looks like there's been a little bit of engagement up here. Had to pull some drones off so that they don't die, and oh, these Banelings got a couple drones down here, but it didn't look like it did too much against them, and Rhett has 5 roaches on the way. And right now, roaches would not be good at all for Matiz. That would not be good at all. And they're both starting to get their Zerg missile attacks 1, and it looks like, yes, Matiz is the first to start his lair. Probably wants to get these upgrades, grade 2, and upgrade on the Roach Warren also. Where is his Roach Warren? There it is. Wants to get these the Roach upgrades. And Rhett starting to destroy the destructible rocks first, and then Matiz decides to take his own destructible rocks. And both getting gas geysers, and here starts Rhett's lair and more overlords and drones. And right now both players are pretty much at an equal stance except for supply, but most of this supply that Rhett has over Matiz is actually harvesters, as he has 9 more harvesters than Matiz does. So in the grand scheme of things, 75 to 64 is actually not that much when you have actually now 12 harvesters more than your opponent. So both players still working on these destructible rocks because they want to take the gold. There's some roaches over here, looks like, to protect from banelings and things, and an overseer coming from Matiz. Either he wants to do some changelings, or he wants to start pooping some creep, or just something. I'm not sure what. And both players, and looks like Matiz getting the missile attacks level 2. Rhett's missile attacks level 1 is not quite done, but he's also getting his carapace level 1. So he's got the double Evo chamber going, and they're both getting their roach. They're both getting their roach speed upgrades and pathogen glands. Pathogen glands for Matiz. I did not see this infestation pit go down, so it looks like some infestors are going to come in. Actually, now there's going to be one infestor, and Rhett starts to take his gold base first. Takes his gold base first because one Zergling doing 5 damage apiece takes a long time to do 2,000 damage. And there are just overlords everywhere. This is why Zerg scouting is so good. Let's look at Rhett's vision of the map, and let's look at Matiz's vision of the map. And Matiz's Overlord getting a little bit of damage taken, but Rhett has so many roaches. Let's go to the units tab. It is 30 roaches versus 30 roaches and 1 baneling and 4 zerglings versus 3 zerglings, 12 roaches, 1 baneling, and 1 infester. So right now, even with the infester, now this is pre-patch 1.4, so infestors still do a lot of damage with their fungal growth, as it's 40 damage instead of plus 30% against armored, which are what roaches are. And looks like going to get Matiz is going to be getting Burrow, and LiquidRet is also getting his pathogen glands out, and both players are really doing the exact same build, and that's why so many people call this matchup a coin flip, is because that so many Zergs do the same build against each other that it's really all about who has the best macro and micro and who can win. But although Rhett does have Matiz has 3 infestors, so he's going to be able to get a lot of fungal growth off. And Matiz is also taking two more expansions with double gas on both, because those infestors are so gas heavy. How much are they? Well, they're 100 minerals and 150 gas apiece, so add that up and that's quite a bit of resources. So as the hatcheries for both these expansions start to finish up, it looks like Matiz is doing that old adage of day 9 by attacking and expanding, because he's moving his army up here, and it looks like Rhett does see it with this little Overlord. He's going to get a fungal oh my, that is a huge fungal growth, but all they have to do is burrow and they recover health so quickly. They just recover their health so quickly. He knows that he has Burrow now because of this well-placed Overlord. Looks like Rhett may be gearing up for attack. Oh, here comes the attack from Rhett. Is he just going to bypass everything? He's just going to go right in here. He splits his army up. And this infester needs to get some amazing fungals off, but also some amazing fungals for Matiz. It looks like Rhett's roach count is just overpowering Matiz, as he has 40 roaches left. This is not looking good for Matiz at all. Trying to throw out some infested Terran. Here comes in another infester for Rhett. Rhett is just taking over this game. Although Matiz is going for the larger economy, that may have been a mistake, because he just left himself so wide open to an attack and just not very much macro at all. Rhett is just coming in here and destroying Matiz, but Matiz has 3 infestors on the way. If those can get out, he may be able to hold this off, because he does have pathogen glands, so it's pretty much like buying a fungal growth. But I don't know, there's so just it's such a coin flip, because there's so many ways that this could go, and it looks like Rhett has to pull back here. And looks like Matiz has been able to hold Rhett's attack for now, but he has lost one of his bases. So Rhett is up on the economy because he does have the rich mineral field and Matiz does not. And here is another very large roach infestor push coming for this. I'll call it the 4th base, because it in fact did finish last. Oh, looks like Matiz gets off the first fungal, but there goes a fungal from LiquidRet, and there was another big fungal from Matiz that was able to get so much, but Rhett's roach count is just too much, even for infestors and fungal. But there's 3 more infestors here that could get some awesome fungals off. He needs to split up his army. But Matiz is just getting further and further back into his base. These roaches, all these roaches are just roach fodder, and Rhett is able to just keep all his macro and everything up, and he's actually taking his 4th base up here by Matiz's 4th base. So, and there's the GG from Matiz. So what an awesome ZVZ between these 2 players. LiquidRet wins with the roach infester play, after both players really did the same exact build. But it was just not enough for Matiz, although Matiz ended up having more harvesters than Rhett, which in my opinion is very rare for a player like Rhett not to have so many workers compared to his opponent. But probably since it's a ZVZ, he goes for a lot more army-based unit composition. So that makes complete sense for Rhett, and it looks like it worked out for him. So, I mean, I can't really tell him what he's doing wrong if he won. So I'm just going to leave it at that and say thank you for watching another episode of INsanEWayStarcraft. As you may know, you can find my videos at any time on blip.tv/INsanEWayStarcraft or at youtube.com/INsanEWayStarcraft. And the best thing about YouTube is I can now upload videos longer than 15 minutes. So this video right here is actually going to go up on YouTube all in one part, kind of like blip.tv. But I still have to keep it under 2 gigabytes. I think I might be able to go over 2 gigabytes and keep the quality. I'm not really sure. I'll have to check that out. But don't hesitate to watch it on Blip, because the advertisements do make me money, although it's just a little bit. Anything helps. So don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, that little yellow button if you're on YouTube, because it is one of the best ways to support me. And don't forget that you can also check me out on Twitter at INsanEWaySC. So thank you for watching another episode, and have a good day.